What if the ocean is not just water, but a system of memory? Not memory in the human sense, not thoughts, not images, not language, but something more fundamental, a form of storage that existed long before the human brain evolved. And what if the ocean is still storing something? For most of human history, the ocean has been more than a physical phenomenon. It has been perceived as a boundary, a threshold, a dividing line between worlds. Ancient civilizations, separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years, described water in strikingly similar ways, not just as a resource, but as a medium of transition, of transformation, and, intriguingly, of memory. In Mesopotamian cosmology, the universe began in a primordial ocean, a boundless, undifferentiated body of water from which all things emerged. In Egyptian belief systems, the concept of Nun represented a vast infinite water, not chaotic, but pregnant with potential. In Greek philosophy, Thales of Miletus, one of the earliest thinkers in Western science, proposed that water is the fundamental principle, the arche, of all existence. Not metaphorically, literally. Water, according to him, was the origin of everything. At first glance, these ideas may seem poetic, but modern science, in a strange way, has begun to echo some of these intuitions. Life on Earth began in water, not just coincidentally, but necessarily. Water is not just a passive environment. It is an active participant in chemical processes. It dissolves, it transports, it stabilizes. But more importantly, it enables complexity. Consider this: the human brain, the organ responsible for memory, is composed of approximately 73% water. At the cellular level, neurons do not function in isolation. They rely on ionic exchanges occurring in aqueous environments. Every thought, every memory, every perception you've ever had has occurred in water, not metaphorically, physically. So the question becomes, is water simply the medium through which memory occurs, or is it, in some sense, part of the memory itself? Some controversial studies have explored the idea that water can retain structural information, not in the way a hard drive stores data, but in the arrangement of its molecular networks. Water molecules form dynamic hydrogen-bonded structures, constantly breaking and reforming. These structures are not random. They exhibit patterns, transient but structured. Some researchers have suggested that under certain conditions, water can encode information in these patterns. This idea remains debated, even criticized, but it raises a provocative question. What if water does not store memory in a fixed state, but in a continuous, evolving process? Now scale that idea up from a glass of water to the global ocean. The ocean is not static. It circulates, it mixes, it connects every part of the planet through currents that can take centuries to complete a full cycle. The thermohaline circulation, often called the global conveyor belt, moves water across vast distances, carrying heat, nutrients, and potentially information. Water that touches one continent can, over time, reach another. Water that existed thousands of years ago still exists, recycled, transformed, but never truly gone. In that sense, the ocean is one of the oldest continuous systems on Earth. It has been present through every major event in planetary history: mass extinctions, climate shifts, the rise and fall of civilizations. It has witnessed everything, but more importantly, it has physically interacted with everything. Every river that carries sediment, every storm that stirs the surface, every organism that lives and dies within it. All of these processes leave traces: chemical traces, thermal traces, structural traces, not memories in the human sense, but records. Imagine a different definition of memory, not a recollection of the past, but a continuity of influence, a system that carries forward the consequences of everything that has ever happened within it. By that definition, the ocean does remember. Now consider another perspective. Human beings are also water-based systems. Roughly 60% of the human body is water. At birth, that percentage is even higher. We are, in a very literal sense, extensions of the hydrological cycle. The water inside your body has existed long before you. It has been part of clouds, rivers, glaciers, and oceans. It has moved through ecosystems, through other organisms, through geological time. So, when you stand at the ocean, you are not encountering something entirely separate from yourself. You are encountering a larger version of the same substance that composes you, a system that you are already part of. This may explain a common, almost universal human experience. People across cultures report a similar feeling when facing the ocean. A sense of familiarity, a sense of scale, a sense of something deeply significant, but difficult to articulate. Psychologically, this is often described as the sublime, an emotional response to vastness that transcends ordinary understanding. But what if there is also a physical component? What if the ocean does not just trigger thoughts, but interacts with the very medium through which thoughts occur? Consider resonance. In physics, systems can influence each other when they share compatible frequencies. Waves interacting with waves, patterns influencing patterns. The ocean is a system of waves, so is the human brain. Neural activity is oscillatory. Brain waves operate in frequency bands: alpha, theta, delta. And interestingly, the sound of ocean waves often falls within ranges that can influence these states. This is measurable. Exposure to rhythmic, low-frequency sound patterns can alter brain activity. It can slow thought processes, reduce stress, induce states of calm or introspection. But beyond the measurable effects, there is still something unexplained, a deeper layer of experience, a sense that the ocean is not just affecting us, but reflecting something. Ancient traditions often spoke of unity, that separation is an illusion, that all things are interconnected at a fundamental level. From a modern scientific perspective, this idea is not entirely foreign. Ecosystems are interconnected. Climate systems are interconnected. Even at the quantum level, phenomena such as entanglement suggest that separation may not be as absolute as it appears. So here is a speculative hypothesis. What if the ocean is not a container of memory, but a participant in a global system of continuity? A system in which information is not stored in one place, but distributed across processes, carried through interactions, maintained through constant change. In this model, memory is not static, it is dynamic, not something that exists in the past, but something that persists in the present. The ocean then does not remember as a human does. It does not recall, it does not think, but it maintains continuity. It carries forward the imprint of everything that has ever interacted with it. And perhaps, when we stand at the edge of the ocean, what we are sensing is not memory in the traditional sense, but participation, a brief awareness of being part of something much larger, something older, something that has been here long before us and will remain long after. The ocean does not speak, it does not explain, it does not reveal its structure easily, but it does something else. It confronts us with scale, with depth, with the limits of our understanding. And maybe that is the real reason it feels so mysterious. Not because it hides secrets, but because it reflects them. The deeper we explore the ocean, the more we realize how much remains unknown. Over 80% of it is still unexplored. Entire landscapes, ecosystems, and geological formations exist beyond the reach of detailed observation. If something was lost to the ocean thousands of years ago, it may still be there, buried under layers of sediment, hidden in darkness, preserved in ways we do not yet fully understand. But perhaps the more interesting question is not whether the ocean remembers the past, but whether it is still shaping the present, because every wave that reaches the shore has traveled a long path. Every drop of water has a history, and every time we look at the ocean, we are looking at a system that connects time, matter, and life itself. So the question remains, not fully answered, not fully understood. What if the ocean remembers everything, not as a story, not as images, but as a continuous living process? And what if we are part of that memory?